This past Christmas, I found myself sitting at home going through my classic Christmas catalog like I'm sure we all do every single year. And whether it was Macaulay Culkin's Home Alones to Jim Carrey's The Grinch to Jingle All the Way, like all of these movies carry a level of nostalgia that really made our childhood. And it's something that we really don't feel anymore. And it made me sit back and really ask myself, like, why don't movies feel like movies anymore? And once Christmas, came and went, I find myself going through all of the classic movies that I loved growing up, from The Big Green to The Parent Trap to Disney's The Kid. I just started going on a complete deep dive and really trying to figure out what's the difference. Even when we go to the movie theaters, like, they just feel different. And it's easy to say the pandemic and what COVID did and, people not really going to the movies anymore. But I really think that it was already on that path before that. I mean, we've completely gotten rid of major genres who used to generate some of the most money in comedies and romance and rom-coms and horror. And even though we still have horror movies being made, those other genres just seem to be a thing of the past. Whether it's either $100 million budget movie or a $30 million budget movie that is literally a cinematic pornography with great dialogue. No shade to A24. I love you guys. But it seems that we're completely ostracizing a major group of people who used to go to the theater. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Hollywood started making movies that nobody asked for. What happened to the $15 million movies? I've mentioned it already, but The Parent Trap is probably one of the greatest examples of what movies used to be. Everybody's not like me. Everybody's not gonna wanna go to the theater and have their mind fractured for 3 hours watching a Christopher Nolan film. Some people literally wanna go to a movie to just laugh, to cry, and just feel. On top of that, it seems that the movie set has changed as well, because either we're shooting in open spaces or we're constantly shooting in front of green screens. Like, what happened to building sets with texture? What happened to being able to take a shot and having a character step back in an intense moment and having a light come through the window and graze them across the face? Like, these things seem to not happen anymore. We've gotten so good at cinema and cinematography that we forgot about the story. And don't get me wrong, there have been amazing movies that have come out over the years, from Parasite to Everything Everywhere All at Once, Dune Part 1 and 2. There are always movies that are going to come out that are going to be good. But sometimes we miss the story. I feel like everybody is so obsessed with being abstract. What happened to the rom-coms? What happened to the comedies? The Superbads, the Pineapple Expresses? Like, these movies are classics. A lot of them are cult classics. These are movies that people still quote to this day. The Nacho Libres, the Napoleon Dynamites, the Shreks. Like, these are movies that families used to go to the theater to see. And nobody's making these movies anymore. Parent Trap was shot by Dean Cundey. Dean Cundey is a phenomenal cinematographer. He has shot some of my favorite movies, from Jurassic Park to Halloween and obviously The Parent Trap. He understands contrast. He understands how to form a shot. So obviously I'm looking at this with a lot of grace, because everybody can't do what Dean Cundey does, but shouldn't we try? Isn't there something about what we used to do in film that we should aspire to continue and build upon? Yes, cameras now have so much ability to capture, and high dynamic range is so common now that people lack color, and color brings life. Whiplash, on its first cut as a short before they were able to do it as a feature, it didn't look great. But once the movie got the funding, they were able to create a phenomenal movie and also create atmosphere within the movie. Because when you have atmosphere and story and they both come together, you have a winning recipe every single time. And believe me, I love the Midsommers. I love the Hereditaries. I love all of these movies, but the average moviegoer isn't looking for these stories. Hollywood has gotten so stagnant that they would rather rinse and repeat the same formula and expect it to work the same way. The art of going to the movies was a thing that you did with friends. It's what you did for date night. It's what you did with family during Christmas and the holidays. Like, the movies was a communal place that everybody from everywhere, from all walks of life, could come together to enjoy one thing. Movies shouldn't just scare you. They shouldn't just only make you uncomfortable. They should also make you laugh and feel good. And that's what movies like The Parent Trap did. They made you feel good. And when you go back and you look at these movies, they still look good to this day. It's the same reason why I believe Sam Raimi's Spider-Man still has yet to be topped, because even though technology has gotten better, it seems like we've gotten lazier as filmmakers. Why is it that Tom Holland's swing sequences don't look as good as Tobey's? There's a reason for that. Laziness might be one, complacency might be another. It just seems like every movie would rather spend 2,000 shots in front of a green screen rather than to build a set out or go find a location that has atmosphere and texture and formulate the story and bring it to life. And I know I sound all gloomy and down and completely discombobulated by where we are in the film industry right now, but I want to end this on a positive note. I have faith that we will get back to making films that we love and we know other people will love. I think it's about time that we get back to telling stories that people want to hear. I think it's time that we bring back the $15 million movies. And I get it, it's a super politically charged time in society right now, but honestly, let's just cut the bullshit. Let's make movies great again.